Hey everyone, this is Joey G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering, and welcome to this video as we together weather this old factory from Model Power or Lifelike. Gosh, this thing is so old. I had it since I was a kid, and it's about 20 something years old. I found it in a box in my parents' house, and I took it home here in Arkansas, and we decided that would be cool to weather and place on the layout. And so the very first step here, I obviously sprayed the whole thing with a crystal clear dull coat, and we're using some white pastels here to get into those grooves of the brick. There are other techniques that I found out that actually work better, and once I work on this a little more, I would share those tips. Actually, I found it in a Model Railroader magazine, and it's been an older magazine actually, about 10-15 years old. I found it. So what I'm doing here is just taking those bricks and the pastels and just scraping over it. You can use plaster, all sorts of things. Paint is another one. Now this factory is going to be something that is like an abandoned factory that is just sitting as a lone structure. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking some rust, and we're using some of the it's like a mortar or a Tuscan dark something like that. It's like a almost like a burnt umber powder, weathering powder, and I'm taking that powder and I'm using a brush and just brushing over it and just streaking it downward. You want to use burnt umber, yellow ochre, and raw umber as your main colors for rust. And now there's so many things you can do. You've seen me use all different kinds of techniques and materials, and here's just basic simple powders. And I actually painted this one of the sides almost like an older, let's see, like an older roof, but like a tar based roof, like old shingles, because actually that side is part of shingles. And just weathered the heck out of it with some brown and rust. And here we go with other colors. This is the raw, I believe the raw umber. It's a light reddish oxidized rust red color, and just constantly what I'm doing is I'm taking a Q-tip and just constantly streaking over and over again. And I just constantly went over and layered it until it all blended in together. You don't have to spray any seal it. You don't have to seal it each step. You can just blend it all together. It actually looks a lot better. As you can see, my hand's moving very fast. If I got the computer running, it's been a while since I've done a nice edited video, and I miss it. Just with work and everything, just adjusting to my new overnight schedule, had me tied up for a bit, plus the computer didn't work, and so I've been just showing stuff by hand, kind of like I did when I was like a teenager. I didn't know how to edit videos. I personally don't like it. I find it unprofessional, but at least I was showing some content. I appreciate everybody's patience. This video took about 2 months to finally work. I finally got the computer working. The keyboard was all screwed up and I couldn't really type anything, and so I had to get a new keyboard. So here we're using oxidizing, using some black as well to blend it all in together. And I had I think like about a month or so, 2 months ago, I did an update on the Bell Community branch and showing the structure where it's placed on the layout right near the Safeway produce warehouse building. And right next to that building will be between the buildings of the abandoned building and as well as the Safeway warehouse, there will be a little scrap yard. Now I'm going around and weathering all the bricks, weathering the whole structure, getting rid of that toy-like yellow look, plastic look. And you don't need to buy a super detailed kit or assembled structure ready made for you. You can buy something that's dirt cheap like this, and I won't say cheaply made, but just very, very expensive. You go on eBay or all these kind of websites, including Facebook, and just find these cheap buildings, weather them, repaint them, and it's repurposed. It works. Saves a lot of money. Plus, you get to use your creative mind, which it seems like today there's a lot of it. Just everybody wants it done for them and put on the layout, or even models. Learn how to use colors. Learn how to paint and weather. Yes, I have a business, but I'm always sharing how I do these things because it's so much easier and a lot less expensive sometimes to do this kind of work. And it's fun. You're doing something, you're creating something yourself, I feel like today it's missing in a lot of, and not just layouts and model railroading, but just a lot of life in general. We're all so addicted to certain ways, and it seems like a lot of folks forgot how to do things by hand, or how to use their minds in the creative side to fix and build things. Everybody wants now somebody else to do it. Learn how to do it. I never was rich, and so me not being rich helped me learn all the little things, all these little tricks and ideas and tips, and learn from doing research, reading. And also, when you learn colors like this, it does help you in your real life. You're painting a house or a room, stuff like that. It just helps. And so here, we're painting get rid of that toilish gravel look and going more dirt. And it's a lot easier. There was a little chimney right there. That's going to be hidden. I took pieces of it off because it was just in the way of the brick. But taking just Anita's acrylic flat brown, earth brown, and just painting over it, over that stuff. And see, it looks 10 times better. You can skip this step and just put glue down and put real gravel or leaves or ground cover. But this is what I like to use. The paint is an adhesive, so you could throw stuff right on there while the paint is wet, and it will stick. And then obviously take some the glue and water and spray it or pour it to where you want your ground cover or gravel to stick. And the next step to this project here, we're going to add some easy, simple ground cover. Once I purchase some more super trees and make more trees, I will be adding some more detailed shrubs and trees and stuff like that to the structure, and of course the whole scene as well. And you can just keep it brown like here, and it's a finished structure it's a nice little structure, neat structure for a diorama too. So here we are, we're using some woodland scenics, and so you guys get some shrubs and some trees I'm using. Here I actually have a piece of foam that's hidden. You can see it's pink. Not going to really color it. Actually, I do color it later on because I realize you can see the pink. But the tree looks like it's higher than it is if I add some height to it, and so I glued a piece of foam. And I don't know what I'm doing here. I forget. It's been a while since I've done this project. Oh, okay. Yeah, I am painting it. Yeah, what I'm doing, actually, I'm painting it like a gray. You can't really see it, but it represents in a distance like a little gravel pit. And what I'm doing is actually adding some ground cover around it. And what I'm doing here is taking some in my hand and blowing it onto the structure. I dab some glue on the bricks, so it looks like there's some moss growing on the bricks. And so what you do is you take some in your hand and you blow it against the building, and then you have moss on your bricks. It's super simple. I learned that from Woodland Scenics Clinic. Came out in the 90s. so yeah, it doesn't matter how old. You always learn new tricks, even if they're old school. Use some tacky glue and add some shrubs. And again, I'll be adding a lot more to the scene eventually. I recently got the track wired up for the layout, for the community branch layout, and I think it just really needs to be clean. The track is pretty filthy. It's been sitting there, so the train likes to stall just about every couple of inches. So that's another thing I have to work on. Yeah, see some of the shrubs. Oh, see, and the tree fell off because I forgot to glue it. So, there's a big oops. Some of those shrubs I used is a polyfiber, like I make those background trees. On the actual layouts, I may not use that idea. I don't know yet. I'll use this way background stuff, but we'll see. The vine growing is actually, I just painted some glue to make it that shape, and I blew that ground cover right on the building. And I shook off what was left. It's like when you're pouring glue as a kid, and you put that glitter, and then you shake the glitter off, and like, oh my gosh, I got letters, you know. So it's the same concept. Something I learned in like kindergarten, you know. It works out. And so pretty much that's the building. You can see here, I'm going to add the tree back again. Are you going to stay this time? Yes, you are. Look how pretty that looks. See, it's a $12 building that it's so old. It works. And now I think I am painting the side of the wood a different color because it was really plastic look. Oh no, yeah, I'm actually adding some more moss and like vine looking to the other part of the building. That's what I'm doing here. See how I'm blowing it on? It's just, and actually, I'm actually adding it on top of the roof. Oh my gosh, you know, leaves fall off of trees. So to have everybody's freaking out like, oh, I can't have anything on top of the rooftop. Unless you don't have spiders or dust, that's okay. You know, just have some leaves on there. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. This is the final result of what it looks like in the scene so far. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Joey G, Touch of the Brush Model Weathering. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. You guys have a great week. Touch of the Brush Model Weathering welcomes you to follow us on all social media platforms. We post almost daily showing you our project updates, upcoming clinics, and videos. If you would like a project completed by us, you can contact us here at TOTBModelWeathering@yahoo.com.